Welcome back to part 2, Ravens Roundup, week 12. This is a continuation of the Lamar Jackson film I posted yesterday. I got a comment saying that this was the first video was more like a highlight film instead of a film session, and thinking about it, I agree. So now I decided to come back with the John Brown play that was not featured in my last video, and a couple of bad throws, the interceptions, and the fumble by Lamar. So that's what this video is going to be about. That one good throw that didn't count because of the holding call, and his 2 interceptions and his fumble. So let's get into part 2, week 12 of Lamar Jackson versus the Oakland Raiders. And before we start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. So I read all those comments, and if it's something I can do to be better than the next film, I take it and go with it. Positive and negative feedback, I take it all. All right, let's get into the film. All right, this is the play to John Brown that was a long completion, and it's another example of Lamar throwing a good deep ball. We talked about the pass to Andrews that was on time, and he didn't have to slow down or overextend. John Brown has to overextend just a little bit, but the difference in those 2 plays it's a little better coverage on John Brown. So he got tackled after he made the catch, but the throw is on point. In stride. Boom. In stride. You can see it a little better from the back view once it flips to John Brown. Obviously, we had a holding call right here, but we'll still take this throw any day. There's the hole. Look at that, right in stride. The coverage is a little bit better. Right in stride. And that's the reason he got tackled. But it's a great throw by Lamar. We told you he can throw the deep ball. Getting into the negative part of Lamar. The interception. His first interception was also intended for John Brown. You see Brown right here. He's going to sit in the middle. Basically run a little sit-down route over the center. And there's too much traffic in there. Too much traffic. Let's kind of see if we can see where Lamar should have went with the ball. Got a little motion. And they adjust to, looks like a 3-high, cover 3 type look. Let's see where it goes. Yeah, it looks like it's cover 3. But man on this side over here. So like a 31. All right, if you look at it, nobody's really open. Nobody. You got your check down right here. Maybe you can come to your check down. And they're in zone. So look at all these eyes on Lamar. All these eyes are on Lamar. They're in zone. So if he took off and run, maybe he get a few yards. Maybe he didn't. But the throw it should not have went to John Brown, because you got to fit it in this tight window with these guys sitting here lurking. With these 2, especially these 2 underneath guys. He gets a hand on it right there. It's tipped. Then it's tip drill from there on out. Another tip, and they finally come up with it. Let's see how tight that window was from the back view. Really had nobody open. Should have maybe gotten out the pocket and thrown this one away. Don't force it. Just don't force it. There's John Brown. Look at that. Now he has to try to fit this ball between 25 and 59. 25 gets a hand on it. 59 gets a hand on it. Interception. There it is. It's just a bad decision. Bad decision. Bad decision overall. The second interception. Now I think the second interception is not completely Lamar's fault. I'm just going to let it play first. It's a fade to Crabtree. Ball's tipped and picked. Now let's go back and I can kind of give you my analysis of what I think should have happened or what went wrong. First of all, I think Crabtree should have ran a better route, because he foot fires. Now, when he's right there, he should just push straight up the field, or even try to stack this guy more inside. Because if you don't stack him, if he keep running and fading out, that makes Lamar have to throw a perfect ball to him. And he started fading out, never stacked the guy. Guy turned his head, get a tip, another interception. Tip drill again. But I think Crabtree should have gotten on top of his man, stacked him, and gave Lamar a little more room to throw this ball. Because it's tight. Some of the best QBs can't get that ball in this window. And then he let the man pin him to the sideline also. So that's a tight window. Ball should have been out here. Maybe Crabtree get a chance. But again, that ball had to be perfect. Would have had to have an Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady type throw to put that ball here. But I got to give credit where credit is due. Good defense by 21, because Crabtree just can't outrun guys like he used to. But when he get his hands on it, he's for the most part sure, unless he's unfocused again and dropping balls. But Lamar did throw the ball. He's a quarterback, so he should get the blame because he should have thrown the ball out here over his outside shoulder where Crabtree should have caught it or nobody. So even though Crabtree didn't run a great route, Lamar still threw the ball short, so to speak. And here comes the tip drill again and interception. Tip, interception. That's a good defensive play too. I got to give credit where credit is due. All right, the fumble. Had the fumble. They're running that dive option, so to speak, is what I'm calling it. Reading this guy right here. If he takes the dive, Lamar's pulling it. This time, he just sits. And that's no man's land for a QB trying to read an end. He has his shoulder square. When the shoulder's square, he's supposed to give it. But he's so far inside, Lamar knows he can outrun this guy. So what Lamar's thinking is, I can pull this and go. Well, for some reason, Gus clamped down on the ball and it hit the ground. Luckily, we got it back. This back view will give you a better look of what happened back there. This is the read guy. Now, he starts off coming down like he's going to take the dive. Then he stops. That's good. That's good defense play by a defensive end right there. Because now he clouds the read. Anytime you cloud the read, and from former videos I've told you, if the read is cloudy, give the ball. But Lamar knows he can outrun that guy. So he tries to take it. Gus clamps it, doesn't feel the pressure or feels it too late. And when I say feel the pressure, it's a pressure point that running backs have with the quarterbacks when they have that mesh period to know if the quarterback's going to pull it, they let it go. Obviously, at this point, Gus had clamped down and was preparing to take the hit or try to get away from the defensive end. Lamar tried to pull it. It popped out. Good thing he took the tackle and Lamar got on it, because if Gus doesn't clamp down on it, Lamar has a pretty good room to run. Let's see what he got outside after he pulls it. If he pulled that, he got 2-on-2. Only guy he would have to beat is this safety. He has to beat the safety to the corner if these guys get man-on-man blocking. I had on hat blocking, so to speak. All right, one last play. I did sneak a good play in at the end. It was Lamar's touchdown. There's the fumble again. But here's Lamar's touchdown right here. We're rarely in this type of set. So it's screaming run all day. Run all day. We got two tight ends over here. We got a fullback and a tailback. It's screaming run to the right. Play action power. You got your puller here. I think that's Lewis. And, you know, they're watching all that. Look at the flow over here. This guy right here, which we're going to do a video on later, had a great game. And look at this big man blocking in space. Also, Snead out here blocking in space. Good job. Staley had a great game. Let's see it from the back view. And I'm also going to show you the most excited person in the stadium, in M&T Bank Stadium, Sunday. Good job of space out there by Staley. This young lady right there. Watch her, and I'm assuming this significant other's reaction to getting that ball from Lamar. Hey, Crunk. Pour it up. Pour it up. But that's week 2, part 2 of the Lamar Jackson film. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Any comments you have, I'm probably going to respond, and we can have a conversation about it. Also, follow me on Twitter at Coach Evans9. Make sure you share this video with all your friends, all the Ravens fans you have. Any group chat you're in that's Ravens related, or on just regular friends that you have in regular group chats. Again, I appreciate you guys watching, listening, and commenting and interacting. Let's go Ravens. Maybe we can finish this year out to get a playoff push. Ravens Roundup, Coach Evans, I'm out.